we've got even more fun for you guys. You guys know this is Unit 4, so you know what you have to do next? It's time for another book essay. You guys did really well, when we were looking at your book essays from last time. You guys did a great job with this. So I'm just going to show you a couple things that could maybe help you when you do it this time. Remember we said with your book essays was, one thing a lot of students didn't do was a title. Okay, so your book essay will look much better if you just stick a title on there. An easy way to do it is just to use the title of the book. Okay, so this time we had Goosebumps Horrorland. You can use that for your title. Remember to capitalize your title, okay? The other thing we talked about was, when you're doing your essay, we want you to try to do this 1-3-1 format, where you've got your introduction, you've got your body, and you've got your conclusion, okay? Now, a tip when you're doing your format, this was done really well, where if you can notice here, they have 5 paragraphs. And one thing that they did really well was they indented. Some students were indenting, but they did like a really small indent that was hard to see. So a good tip is if you're going to type your essay, one of the things we like to do is if you use the tab key, then that'll help you get a nice indent on your essays, okay? Now, when you guys are doing your essays, remember we said we don't want you to do a summary. We want you to do more about your experiences, what you learn, and these types of things, okay? You guys did this pretty well, but we'll just kind of go over this. When you do your introduction, we want you to talk about title, author, main characters, setting, conflict, just kind of introduce the book quickly, okay? With this one, title's Goosebumps Horrorland. Do you know the author of this? Yes, very good, students. So, what about main characters? Carly Beth, Sabrina, good job. What's the big problem in this story? Haunted mask, that's right. Where do they have problems? Where do they spend most of their time? Around the... Both are okay, kindergarten or the stable, okay? And then the last part is you give your opinion. So when you guys are doing your introduction, you're gonna say something like, this series we read Goosebumps Horrorland by R.L. Stine. New sentence, the main characters were Sabrina and Carly Beth, and they had problems with a haunted mask. They worked next to a creepy stable where they had many scary experiences, okay? And then finally, your opinion, you can choose if you like or don't like. I liked this book for several reasons, or I didn't like this book for many reasons, and then you can get into those in the body paragraphs, okay? Like we said, when you do the body, experiences, things you learned, feelings, opinions, this could be maybe, you remember Carly Beth had the little brother? Maybe you have a younger brother or sister that scares you. So, I had a similar experience with Carly Beth. Noah always scared her with the mask. I also have a younger brother who plays tricks on me, okay? Or if it's things that you learned, it could be, in this story, Carly Beth was very kind to the horses. I learned it is important to be kind to animals, these types of things, okay? When you guys get down to the bottom, I would restate the opinion. So say again why you liked it. So I liked this book because it taught me about animals and it made me scared but interested, stuff like that. And then would you recommend it? So I want my friends to read this book because it has a good plot. Or I think the characters were interesting, so I will tell my friends to read this book. Something like that, okay? Do you guys have questions? So we had lots of characters that were introduced in this part of the story, so I stuck those up here to try and help you out. First, did you enjoy this part of the story? Did you like this more, or did you like the first part of the story more? The first part, okay. Well, let's go through this one. Today, again, the exercise, we'll do your questions, we'll do your summaries. Today, I think, is another day where it's a good idea if we change the ending again, because if you remember the ending of this story, it had a kind of open-ended ending, right, where we didn't know what was going to happen next. So once we finish our summaries, again, you guys in your teams, you guys can kind of continue the story, okay, or what do you think happens next in that part of the story, okay? We started with this. Remember, Carly Beth received something in the mail if you raise your hands. What did Carly Beth receive in the mail? Seihan, what do you think?
Carly Beth received tickets for
To Horrorland, that's right. So, who does she go with to Horrorland? She can bring a guest. Seihan, who will she bring?
She went to the Horrorland with Sabrina.
With Sabrina, that's right. So they go together to Horrorland. Do you remember the first place that they went to? What's the first kind of attraction that they went to? Gemma?
they went to the movie theater.
It's a kind of theater, that's right. But are they watching a movie?
Magic.
Magic, that's right. So this is like a what? A magic show, right? Good job. So they go to this theater, they're watching this guy, Mondo the Magical, okay? And when they were in the movie theater, they met some other children. Who did they meet in the movie theater? Sophie, what do you think?
They met Matt and Billy
That's right. Where?
at the theater. They sit with them.
They sat with them, that's right. Good job. If you remember, Matt and Billy were really upset. Why were they upset? Something was bothering them. Junhyun?
Because the two girls were missing and their sister was invisible. And also missing.
That's right, very good. If you remember, that was on your test, right? It said sister's very hard to find because she's invisible. So, we've got Mondo the Magical who starts doing these tricks. Do you remember some of the tricks that he was doing? Do you remember these, Sophie?
He pulled out the hat on
From the
rabbit.
From the rabbit, that's right. Usually it's the other way, right? Usually you take the rabbit out of the hat, but he took the hat out of the rabbit, which was kind of funny. Do you remember any other tricks that he was doing, Mike?
He put out the eggs in his ears,
Mm-hmm.
and he made them poor,
Mhm.
and he also made them invisible.
That's right. So that was a strange trick. Do you think you would eat eggs that came from a man's ear?
No.
Probably doesn't sound very good, does it? Gemma?
Mondo the Magical pulled out the ping pong ball from his mouth.
From his mouth, that's right. So you guys got it. So those were like his main tricks. Now after this, he had an assistant and he was going to do a special trick with his assistant. Do you remember the trick he did with his assistant? Junhyun?
He made the assistant disappear.
Made her disappear, that's right. He had this kind of strange box. Do you remember the box that he was using? Something that maybe Dracula would sleep in. Got a shape that looks something like this. Starts with C. Close. Not a closet. Not cauldrons. Cauldron is the thing. Cauldron's with the witches. Yeah, it's what they're stirring. Close. Think of this. It's a coffin. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So the assistant, she disappears in the coffin, and then someone appears. Who appeared in the coffin? Sophie?
Sheena, Billy's sister.
That's right. Good job. That's her sister. Good job. Billy's sister. So she appears. She starts talking about what she has seen. What has Sheena seen? She saw something scary. What did she see? Gemma?
She was in the monster block
Mm-hmm.
and saw the sticky glue.
That's right, that's part of it. So, there's all this monster blood that she has trouble seeing. Then she saw some people who are missing. Who did she see that is missing? Seihan?
She saw Molly and Brittany that were missing.
Fantastic, that's right. So she has seen these two missing girls. Do you remember where she saw them? Mike?
They are on the burning carousel.
Carousel, good job. Do you guys know carousel?
Yes.
What is it?
The spinning amusement.
That's right. It's like a merry-go-round. That's a good word. Spinning and like a merry-go-round. If it's in the amusement park, many times people are riding on something. Do you know what they're riding on? Usually it's horses. That's right. So this kind of goes back to the haunted mask story where you've got some horses in here. When they met these boys, Matt and Billy, the boys said that someone was trying to help them. Who was trying to help them? Jimin?
Carly
Was. Tell me a sentence. Carly Beth was.
was trying to help them.
Now this is good. So when they meet those boys, they do try to help them. There's something that when they first meet them and the boys are panicking, they said, someone here was trying to help us. Seihyun, who was it?
Byron wanted to.
That's right. What do we know about Byron? Who is Byron, or what is his job? Junhyun?
Byron is one of the horrors.
He's one of the horrors. That's right. Who are the horrors, or what do they do? Mike?
He is park guy.
That's right. One of the park guys. That's right. So this Horrorland amusement park has got horrors that work there. Byron is working there, but they took him away. So when you guys do your activity today, you can continue the story. Okay? Sound fun?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's do some quick summaries. We'll just get 5 kind of main points up here. Remember we said Carly Beth received something in the mail. What did she receive? You can yell these out. Invitation. Where? Horrorland. That's right. So they get the invitation to Horrorland. Where did they go first? Theater. That's right. This was like the haunted theater. Yeah, sounds scary, doesn't it? Mondo the Magical, remember he made someone appear. Who appeared? Sheena appears. What did she see?
The Brittany.
Carousel's the big one, right? Good job. So she has seen the 2 missing girls. They're riding the burning carousel. Remember, they went to the storage room. They found, let's do hands up for this one. They found 2 important things in the storage room. What did they find there? Jimin?
Stories.
Yeah.
They found
Byron's.
Byron's name tag.
Yeah. And what else?
And
Picture of.
burning carousel.
Fantastic. After this, where did they go? They went to the mask store. And remember, what was the scary thing that happened in the mask store? Junhyun?
There was a green mask.
A green mask was one. Looks like what?
Looks like that.
Looks like the haunted mask. Good job. And then what about in the back room? Seihyun?
There was a Brittany and Molly's face.
That's right. That's right. What did they say?
They said the Carly Beth is the next.
That's right. You are next.
It's so creepy.
Very creepy, I know. Any mask that's speaking to you sounds pretty creepy to me. Remember in the end of this, where do they go in the end of this? They went, Sophie?
They went to the forest.
They went to the forest, that's right. What happened in the forest? Gemma, what's happening there?
They saw
Werewolves, that's right. What were they inside? Inside of
cage.
cages, that's right. They could not escape from the werewolf village. Why could they not escape? Jimin?
The doors were locked.
That's right. So it's locked. And then at the end of the story, one more time, what happened at the end? Mike?
Dark, ugly creature approach to them.
Fantastic. So, you guys have got your main ideas. Does anybody have questions?
No.
Let's do some summaries. I think last time, boys, you guys did summaries last time. Is that right? So, I think they can be free from this one. So we get 5. Where's my roll sheet? Okay, students, if you could please tell me when to start.
Stop.
Got you in. So, once again, we'll do 2 numbers that are bombs. Let me choose them. Got them. Okay, Jimin, what number would you like to choose?
2.
2 is one of the bombs.
Yes.
Seihyun, what would you like to choose?
5.
Girls, you're so...
Thank you. I was very sweet.
You should say you're welcome. Okay. You guys, fantastic. Great summaries. Before we do your ending, let's do a quick discussion question where This was talking about going to Horrorland. So I want to know, if you go to an amusement park, what is your favorite thing to do when you're at the amusement park? Gemma?
My favorite thing is to ride. I don't know the name, but like there's water and going through my eye.
Ah, okay. What is the name? Ah, okay. So why is this your favorite?
Because at first it is little bit like relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
but suddenly they go down, so it's really thrilling.
It sneaks up on you. Okay. So what do you, if there's a water park or amusement park, which one do you like more? Amusement park, okay. And do you have a favorite amusement park?
I haven't been to the USA, but in Japan there is Universal Studios.
That's
I
right.
love that.
Have you been there? Okay. I heard they have a special kind of Harry Potter place.
It is in USA.
Oh,
not
really?
in-
One of my students brought back, they had like Harry Potter's wand that they got in Japan. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, does anyone else in the amusement park, do you have a favorite thing, Sophie?
I don't really enjoy amusement park things, but I would like to go to the horror house.
Okay, you'd like to go here.
Yeah.
You mean in the story, or you like the haunted house in the amusement park?
You know,
In the amusement park, okay. Why do you like that place?
because I think I'm not very afraid of. I'm not very afraid of the things.
Yeah.
Experience.
So what, like when things try to scare you, are you just like, you're too cool for them?
Yes.
Gemma, is this true? Does she get scared or no?
We haven't been to the haunted house.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's really not scared of ghosts.
Really? So if you have, like, if you're scared of something, do you tell her to kind of protect you?
Yes, yesterday night,
Mhm.
we were talking in the bed, turning off the light.
Okay.
But suddenly the clock rang, like I record some funny things. But we were so shocked. So I screamed and she screamed too, but it was okay.
It was okay. But I thought she wasn't afraid of anything. She screamed?
Yes.
I screamed because she screamed.
Oh, it's her fault. It must be her fault. Okay. Girls, good job. Students, let's get into your endings where, again, you guys can do this in teams like you've done before, okay? So remember, in your team, remember Speak English, you can work together. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to help you. What I'll get you guys to do is this first part, you can answer these two quickly, just one sentence is fine. This is asking you what happened at the end of the story, so you can just quickly talk about the creature. It's got, do you think it was a good ending? Up to you. Do you like that there's a mystery ending, or do you like a real ending? And then here, this is what I want you to spend time on. This is where you guys make the ending, okay? Continue the story, make it, if you want to say, do they find Brittany and Molly, or does Byron come to help them, or, is this creature a werewolf, or is it a horror? Is it you can use whatever you want, okay? Talk to me if you have questions, and after about maybe 7 or 8 minutes, we'll get you guys to read your endings, okay? Okay, students, why don't we stop here? Would you like to go first?
Yes.
That's good, because I was going to choose you guys anyway, because you guys didn't do summaries yet. So I'm going to go like this. You guys can go first. I'll get you guys to go second and third, okay? Remember, just make sure you're quiet, please, while people are reading. Girls, I'll ask you to please stand up.
They have to say the question.
Sure, why don't you do the first couple, sure.
At the end of the story, they saw a dark creature. We think it's not a good ending because it occurs too many curiosity, and it also makes us difficult to create new ending. The black creatures were mad Billy and Sheena. They were eating black ice cream. When Sabrina and Polybeth asked them where the ice cream came from, they said that two horror gave them. Soon, their part of the body disappeared. Billy's arm disappeared. Sheena's leg disappeared. Matt's head disappeared.
They started to find a way they can go back. The time wasn't left for their old part disappeared. Fortunately, they found Byron and Molly and Richie in the werewolf case. They heard that they should eat white ice cream. So they got white ice cream from other horror and
And they lived happily ever after.
So does that make you change your mind? Do you still want to eat black ice cream? Even if it makes you disappear?
But not that kind of black ice cream.
Okay,
but
just
the
different.
color is black.
Girls, good stuff. Very nice ending. Like it. Boys, we'll get you guys to go next if you want to stand up, please. Okay, girls, we're quiet, please, listening to the boys' ending.
At the end of the story, the ugly dark creature approaches to Colibeth and Sabrina. We think that it will be good ending because the haunted masked spirit helps them. The haunted masked spirit approaches to them. He thanks to Colibeth, so he returns Brittany and Molly again.
He also unlocks the gate to escape from the horror.
And Colibeth gives the Brittany and Molly mask to the children, and they are happy.
That's it. Boys, good stuff. Very nice, guys. Good ending.